Hello and welcome to Itenert. Crude oil is one of the major natural resources you can find in some African countries. Africans are blessed with so many natural resources like gold, diamond, copper, etc. For many years, crude oil has been a major revenue driver for most African countries. Across the continent, crude deposits are abundant. A report by Statista said that the continent's proven crude oil reserve stood at 125.3 billion barrels in 2021 alone. Africa is made up of 54 countries, but in this video, we present to you the top 10 oil-producing countries in the African continent. If you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. Let's hear you in the comment box below where you are watching this video from. Now here are the top 10 oil-producing countries in Africa in 2022. Please take note. This ranking was based on the country's output in 2021. Number 10 on the list is Chad. The country's production output was 70,000 barrels per day. Estimated to hold 1 billion barrels of oil reserves, Chad derives the majority of its crude from the Doba Basin in the southern part of the country. Major operators include ExxonMobil and Shell, the former of which operates the Chad-Cameroon Development Project, that transports crude from oil fields in southern Chad via pipeline to a marine terminal in Cameroon for export. With production output of 70,000 barrels per day, Chad is ranked the number 10 on the list of top 10 oil-producing countries in Africa. Number 9 is Equatorial Guinea. The average daily production output in this country was 71,000 barrels. And estimated to hold 1.1 billion barrels of oil reserves. Equatorial Guinea's Ministry of Mines and Hydrocarbons is targeting heightened EMP activities and $1.1 billion in foreign direct investment into the oil and gas sector in 2021. Equatorial Guinea is number 9 on the list with daily production output of 71,000 barrels. Number 8 on the list is Ghana. The country has crude oil production of 176,000 barrels per day. And estimated to hold 1.05 billion barrels of oil reserves. Strong output from the prolific Jubilee and 10 oil fields, in conjunction with rising foreign investment in offshore basin development, has granted Ghana a favorable long-term production outlook. Thanks to new fields coming on stream, in particular, the Aker-operated deepwater Tano Cape 3 Points, oil production is expected to be more than double to 420,000 barrels per day by 2023. The Norwegian operator is also currently working on its $4.4 billion Pecan field, which is estimated to contain between 600,000 and 1 million barrels of oil. Number 7 on the list is Gabon. The country has crude oil production, 188,000 barrels per day. And is estimated to have 2.5 billion barrels of oil reserves. Gabonese oil production has been declining due to the maturity of several fields and insufficient investments to renew production bases, compounded by OPEC-led production cuts that have reduced output by over 100,000 barrels per day. As a result, the country is seeking to attract new investment into offshore exploration. Furthermore, following revisions to the Hydrocarbons Code and its promulgation in early 2019, hopes are high that a revised and more flexible regulatory framework will translate into new capital and technology injections into the sector. Republic of the Congo is number 6 on the list. This country's production output in 2021 stood at a daily average of 253,000 barrels. Offshore oil and gas dominate the extractive sector in the Republic of the Congo, and the country has been able to mitigate its production decline by bringing several projects online over the past decade, including its first deepwater field Moho Balondo. In a bid to boost exploration activities, a multi-client airborne gravity gradient survey is currently being conducted in the Cuvette Basin area. Meanwhile, Zenith Energy secured a new 25-year license at the start of the year to continue to operate the Tilapia oil field. 5th is Egypt with production output of 559,000 barrels per day. Egypt is estimated to have 3.3 billion barrels of oil reserves. Egypt is investing $1 billion in new oil and gas exploration in the Western Desert between now and 2022, with the goal of increasing daily crude output. Furthermore, between July 2014 and June 2020, the Egyptian government and multinational operators signed 84 petroleum agreements for oil and gas exploration, totaling $14.8 billion in investments, plus $1.1 billion in grants to drill 351 wells. Number 4 is Algeria. This northern African country produced an average of 959,000 barrels of crude per day. With the second largest oil reserves on the continent, Algeria enjoys a relatively stable rate of production of around 1.1 million barrels per day pre-COVID-19, although output has faced decline in recent years. As a result, the government has pledged to boost oil and gas exploration activity, in partnership with international operators, by reforming state-owned Sonatrach and implementing a new hydrocarbon law designed to reverse declining foreign upstream investment. Third is Angola. The oil-rich country produced a daily average of 1.11 million barrels of crude. Prior to the onset of COVID-19 and OPEC-led production cuts, Angola was set to see a rise in oil output. The country has been revitalizing its sector through a 6-year licensing round, reformed contracts and awards management process that incentivizes exploration, and streamlined national oil company that concentrates exclusively on E&P activities. Successful short-cycle tiebacks, at Total's Block 17, coupled with exploration license extensions, at Chevron's Block 14 and ExxonMobil's Block 15, promise to yield new discoveries while maximizing existing assets. Libya is second on the list. This northern African country, which produced an average of 1.21 million barrels of crude per day in 2021. Following a blockade against the country's oil export terminals that sank production to under 200,000 barrels per day, Libya resumed its pre-blockade output levels at the close of 2020 and is set to stabilize production in 2021. The Libyan government recently approved a $1.6 billion budget to the National Oil Corporation, NOC, for oil field development and infrastructure maintenance, which will enable the National Oil Corporation to reach its target of 1.6 million barrel per day within 2 years. Now is time to move to the number 1 on the list, but before, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. Let us hear you in the comment box below where you are watching us from. Finally, the number 1 on the list is Nigeria. This West African country was the largest crude producer in 2021. Nigeria's average daily crude production was 1.27 million barrels. Leading the pack, Nigeria is set to grow its hydrocarbon sector with the launch of more than 100 oil and gas projects over the next 5 years, including 25 upstream projects. The Nigerian Petroleum Development Corporation has pledged to boost production by 250,000 barrels per day over the next 2 years. Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation recently signed a deal with Shell, ExxonMobil, Total and Eni to develop an offshore oil block that includes the deepwater Bonga field, unlocking up to $10 billion in new investment and adding 150,000 barrels per day to domestic output. Thank you for watching the video to the end. You can request a video in the comment box below by telling us the topic you want us to make a video about. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thanks, and bye for now.